Hello everyone, my name is Derpy Guinea and welcome back to another video. This video was actually in the making months ago. I have no idea why it took me so long to get back to or even finish this. So my apologies, I guess more for myself for being the lazy bum that I am. Anywho, how's everyone's new year going so far? I know we're 3 months in already, please just let me have this moment, please. But I hope everyone's resolutions go through and problems be resolved. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Redesigns are always a hit or miss for me and the general public. Sometimes they're for the better, and sometimes, not so much. A lot of the time, there's no reason to change things, as a lot of people can agree the original, or at least the one they grew up with, was perfectly fine. But in order to refresh their product and advertisement, companies feel the need to change. And a lot of their decisions are very questionable. Here are just some of the designs I wish they hadn't changed. While doing research for this video, months ago, I get to see every design before the ones I grew up with, and some of these designs here aren't too bad. They can honestly bring the first one back. Look at him, he's so cute! I'm an early 2000s kid, so technically this one will be mine, but I remember the 2009 one more, so I'm just gonna claim that one. But around the 2020 to present day era, It looks like they completely gave up on his design. Lately, companies are going more with the minimalistic route to their design, which in my opinion is just really boring and lazy. It's no longer creative if everyone else is doing it. And compared to all the others, he doesn't look at all that expressive to me. Like, they took the soul and his defining features right out of his face. Can he at least get his hair back? He's balding and his shape isn't even outlined. One of the commercials I found shows he has a different expression on different cans. Okay, that's cute and different, why not keep that? I would have zero complaints about the design if they stayed with that concept. Every store I go to that has Pringles has the same soulless face, so I don't know if that was for the sake of the commercial or if they just decided to get rid of that idea. Either way, what a shame. This redesign right here was the main reason why I made this video, because someone please tell me what's going on here. The mascots I grew up with honestly aren't much better in the look department, but at least they don't look like off-brand cereal characters. Looking like something straight out of Great Value, how do you downgrade that hard? If anything, it just makes the product feel more bland with their sticker-like designs. One of the reasons I liked these characters back then were from the commercials. I would always root for the Cinnamon Stick because he was way more cool and positive compared to the mean, grouchy Apple. But his attitude was kinda justified considering some of the commercials blatantly favored the Cinnamon over the Apple when the Apple is clearly named on the box.
Part of this complete breakfast.
Hello, they're called Apple Jacks!
But at least they changed it because making the Apple as an antagonistic character for impressionable children probably isn't the best idea. So they instead made them competing rivals. But imagine watching a commercial with these lifeless things. There's no rivalry between them. They look like the best of friends going on an adventure to find the magic Milk King or something. I have no idea where I was going with that. But yeah, it just wouldn't be the same, man. Here I come, I am Cinnamon. He was so cool. I know I'm like 10 years late to this one, but has anyone seen the newest ending animation to the Empire commercials? You know, the 800, Empire. I was at my grandma's a while back, and I seen it for the first time, and oh my god, does it look so bad. Like, it looks so bad. It makes all the ones I grew up with look like cinematic works of art. Okay, I guess I wouldn't go that far, but they look way better compared to this mess. Like I said with the Applejacks, how do you downgrade that hard? Especially with animation. You would think it would look at least better than the old ones. Instead, it looks very choppy, very cheap, and lacks the personality pretty much any other Empire commercial had. Kinda reminds me of those weird animated YouTube videos with the robotic voices. Nah, cause like, why did they downgrade to whole mockbuster status? At least the jingle stayed the same. It's been the same since 2004. If they changed it now, people would not be happy about it. Me included. Hi, Current Derpy here. Apparently their YouTube channel has more recent commercials and they no longer have the end animation, and their jingle changed slightly. It's a sad day for Empire fans everywhere. Alright, let's get straight to the point with this one.
Disgusting!
I don't understand why all of these are getting worse the more I talk about them. Like, why? I'm basically repeating myself from the last few designs. They simplified the mess out of him, he lacks character from his other designs, etc., etc. Especially from the 1956 version. I bet he was having one hell of a time with those stick limbs. I'm very disappointed in myself with how long I was giggling looking at that image. It should not have been that funny. His legs. Little stick legs. Going way off topic, I know, but do any of y'all remember that dumb theory that the Kool-Aid Man was part of the Illuminati or whatever? Like his eyes and nose were all sixes and you connect them and it's a triangle? I always thought that was the dumbest theory ever. I read an article about this imposter and it looks like they're changing his entire story arc. Now, instead of an actual mascot costume, which never really scared me by the way, he always looked way too friendly to ever scare me. Instead, he's CGI and is playing as just a chill guy. Oh, and he's saying full sentences now?
I've got great pants, I've got watermelon pants, and I wear them in my head. It takes work to look this good.
Excuse me, can you stop talking, please? I don't know, it's just not right for him to sound so normal. Where's the cool, hyperactive Kool-Aid guy who smashes through walls and only says a few words? I don't know, I'm just not feeling so thirsty with this one. Now, let's talk about the redesigns in media, as they count too. For context, I'm strictly talking about the look of the show or the characters, so remakes if you will. The difference between the plot and storyline doesn't really matter to me that much. If it looks good, I might check it out, but if it looks awful, it's not getting my attention. I definitely judge a book by its cover over here. I know the infamous design that caused a stir online was the first design on Sonic, which everyone bullied to the point where the actual creators had to change it, and honestly, good for them for listening to the fans, even if it was on the rather harsher side. Velma was a straight up train wreck with design and story. Snow White got a lot of hate, and the new Little Mermaid. I'm noticing some sort of pattern here. But yeah, redesigns in shows and movies can be just as bad as the brands. There's not much worth talking about that actually bothered me, maybe besides Dora, because that's not my Dora. Or the specific remake of Scooby-Doo. I hated every second of that show. Besides those, there is one series that I need to nitpick on, and that's... Lastly, I'm going to talk about the TMNT series and why there are so many damn redesigns. I actually did some research and wrote down probably not all, but there's a lot, of the times these 4 artist-named turtles got a remake throughout shows and movies in the US throughout the years, and it's way more than I'm sure most of you were even aware of. And I didn't even count comics, games, or designs outside of the US, as that's a whole other subject I'm not going to get into. Like, I genuinely don't understand why they feel the need to recreate the same characters. Like, is no one else annoyed by this, or is it just me? I mean, yeah, some of the designs are really nice, and some of them need to be thrown away and never resurface. But do we really need to change every other year? And why did they change April so much too? But then again, I think it makes more sense to make her a teen rather than an adult, hanging out with a bunch of teenage mutant turtles. Okay, I guess it really wouldn't matter either way, they're talking turtles. At least 3 out of the however many remakes there actually are made attempts to make them look like actual teens. But like I said, maybe I'm just the weird one here. Maybe changing their looks every other year is what makes them continue to be relevant. I mean, it's definitely bringing a lot of sales in. And that is the end of this video. Like I said earlier, this was supposed to come out ages ago, but if you stayed for this long, I thank y'all so much. Please do me a favor and paw on that like button and subscribe. And to the next video, Derpy out.